great test, the story of Abraham and his son from the Qur'an. Slow spiritual recitation tone. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. This is the story of a man chosen above many. A man tested in ways no ordinary heart could bear. Prophet Ibrahim, the lonely call. Desert, night. Stars fill the sky. Ibrahim stands alone. He had already faced fire, exile, and rejection. He had called his people to truth, but they turned away. Still he remained firm. Ibrahim raising hands. My Lord, grant me a righteous child. This prayer is preserved in the Qur'an. My Lord, grant me a child from among the righteous. Surah As-Saffat, Senshati Bi, the good news. Soft light fills the scene. Allah answered, not with delay, but with wisdom. So we gave him good tidings of a forbearing boy, 37 to 101. The Quran does not name the child here, but Islamic scholars, based on context and prophetic traditions, understand this to be Prophet Ismail. Why? Because later in the Quran, the birth of Prophet Ishmael is mentioned separately after this event. A son grows. Montage. A child learning to walk in the desert, running beside his father, helping with simple tasks. Years passed. The boy grew not just in strength, but in character. And when he reached the age of working with him, this means he became old enough to understand, to think, to choose. This is important, because what comes next is not forced. It is shared. The dream, tint. Night, stillness. Ibrahim sleeps. Then came the dream. Not once, but repeatedly. Oh, my son, indeed I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. In Islam, the dreams of prophets are revelation. This was not imagination. This was a command. The hardest conversation. Desert, quiet moment. Father and son sit together. Ibrahim, voice heavy. My son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. So tell me, what do you think? This question is everything. He does not force. He invites. Close up the sun. Calm, peaceful, steady. Ismail. Oh, my father, do as you are commanded. He breathes deeply. Ismail continues. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient. Surah As-Saffat, Senshati Bi. Explanation moment. This is the heart of the Islamic telling, not just a father's obedience, but a son's willing submission. This is why Islam emphasizes trust in Allah, willing sacrifice, unity in faith, the journey of submission. They walk together. No fear, no resistance, only silence and faith. This journey is remembered every year during Eid al-Adha, the altar, a quiet place, still air. And when they had both submitted, both, not just Ibrahim, not just Ismail, both hearts aligned, the moment of truth. Ibrahim gently lays his son down, and he laid him on his forehead, 37 to 103. This detail shows mercy. He does not want to see his son's face. The knife is raised, time slows, divine mercy. Suddenly, oh, Ibrahim, everything stops. You have fulfilled the vision. 37 to 105. The test was never about killing. It was about willingness, the great substitute. And we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. 37 to 177. A ram appears. Mercy replaces loss. Compassion replaces pain. The honor. Peace be upon Ibrahim, 37 to 109. Allah honored him for all generations. The second promise, after the test. And we gave him good tidings of Isaac. This confirms the sequence. First son, Ismail, the sacrifice story. Later, the birth of Ishak, Isaac. Final answer, Islamic view. So in Islam, the son was Ismail, not Isaac. Because the story happens before Isaac is mentioned. The son is old enough to speak and agree. An Islamic tradition consistently identifies him as Ismail. Final reflection. This was not a story of loss. It was a story of trust. A father willing to give everything. A son willing to surrender everything. And a Lord who gave back more than they could imagine. Core lessons in Islam. True faith equals complete trust in Allah. Sacrifice equals intention, not blood. Obedience leads to mercy. Trials are a path to elevation. And so the question remains, not was it Ishak or Ismail, but would we have the same faith message of the Qur'an, especially the story in Surah As-Saffat, the call of the heart, in the silence of the desert, where only the wind remembers names. A man raised his hands to the sky, not for wealth, not for power, but for a child, a prayer whispered into eternity, and answered with a test that would shake the heavens. The weight of a dream, deep, slow. What would you do if your Lord asked you to give up what you love most? Not in words, but in a dream. Repeated, undeniable. This is the story of a father, and a command that defied the human heart. A promise and a test. He waited a lifetime for a son, a miracle placed gently into his arms. But the one who gives is also the one who tests. And sometimes the greatest gifts come with the greatest trials. Submission beyond understanding. Faith is easy until it asks everything from you, until it demands not your words, but your heart. This is the story of submission, in its purest, most terrifying form. The desert witness. They heard it first. A father's footsteps, a son's quiet trust, and a command that would echo through time. A moment where love and obedience collided. The test that defined faith, asterisk, asterisk. Rising intensity. Many believe. Fewer tested. And even fewer pass. This is not just a story. This is the moment faith was proven. Beyond doubt. A father's breaking point. He had already lost his home, his people, his comfort. But now, he was asked to face the unthinkable. To choose between love and obedience. The son who said yes. Asterisk, narrator gentle, powerful. History remembers the father. But listen closely, because this story also belongs to a son who did not run, who did not resist, but said, "Do as you are commanded." The mercy hidden in sometimes feels like loss is actually mercy in disguise. Sometimes it's not about what is taken, but what is returned. The question that remains asked. This story is not just about it is about you. If you were in his place, if the command came to you, would your faith be enough? How did the people of the world treat Prophet Ibrahim when they disbelieved in Allah? Here's a clear emotional explanation from the Qur'an, with storytelling elements to help you understand deeply how the disbelievers treated Prophet Ibrahim. They mocked him and rejected his message. Ibrahim stood alone in a society filled with idol stone, statues that could neither hear nor speak. He called his people to worship only Allah, but instead of listening, they laughed. From the Qur'an 21:52-54, he asked them, "What are these statues to which you are devoted?" They replied, "We found our forefathers worshipping them." Meaning, they followed tradition blindly. They refused to think or question. They saw Ibrahim as strange, even disrespectful. They became angry when he challenged them. Ibrahim didn't just speak, he proved their idols were false. One day, he destroyed all the idols, except the biggest one. When the people returned, they were shocked. They shouted, "Who has done this to our gods?" Ibrahim calmly said, "Ask the big one, if it can speak." For a moment, they realized the truth. But pride is powerful. Instead of accepting it, they became furious. They put him on trial. The people gathered publicly. From the Qur'an 21 to 61. Bring him before the eyes of the people so they may testify. They didn't want truth. They wanted to humiliate him. They tried to kill him. Their anger turned into something darker. From the Qur'an 21 to 68. Burn him and support your gods. They built a massive fire. Flames roared into the sky. Heat so intense, no one could come close. They tied Ibrahim and threw him in. Allah saved him. Just when it seemed over, Allah commanded, "O fire, be coolness and safety upon Ibrahim." 21 to 69. The fire burned, but not him. What was meant to destroy him became his protection. Why did they reject him? The Quran shows us why people opposed him. Pride. They didn't want to admit they were wrong. Blind tradition. We follow our ancestors. Fear of change. Truth would destroy their way of life. He was forced to leave. After everything. Mockery. Trial. Attempted execution. Ibrahim left his people. From the Qur'an 29 to 26. Indeed, I will go to my Lord. He will guide me. He lost his home, but gained something greater. Closeness to Allah. Final message. The world treated Ibrahim with rejection, mockery, hatred, violence. But he responded with patience, truth, faith, trust in Allah. The story of Ibrahim is not just history.